Welcome to an all-new episode of Tell You Later.
Sincere thanks to all those who support us on Patreon. See the full list at the end of the show. And there's always room for more.
Hey, we're Kissed Alive, and when we're not on stage, we watch Tell You Later!
Don't forget to subscribe.
Don't forget.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Please subscribe.
Do not fail to hit the subscribe button.
And while you're at it, hit like.
Right now.
Hit it!
We haven't got a title song for this show, so we're singing this thing instead.
Okay.
It's really just a substitute. Nonetheless, the melody may stay in your head.
Oh, I hope so.
'Cause it's a tune.
It's a tune.
You'll love to croon.
You'll love to cruise.
But there's one thing you should know. We have to confess we do not possess a title song for this show.
Ain't it peculiar?
Believe it or not, we haven't got a title song for this show.
Oops. Welcome back to another episode
Stop.
of...
I thought this was the ASMR.
It is, but isn't that when you make
Yeah, but then
noises?
You shouted after that.
I don't get it. Welcome back.
No. It's whispering.
Well, it's only whispering? I thought it was any kind of sound.
No.
Read it. Read Google. While he's reading Google, welcome back to another episode of Tell You Later. We are going to be exploring ASMR. Thank you so much for everybody who supports us on Patreon. We really appreciate it. And at the very least, if you like the show, please hit like and subscribe. You can also hear us on Anchor and all your favorite podcasts, and you can support us there too. So, what is the problem? ASMR, what does it stand for? Autonomous? Okay, go.
Autonomous sensory meridian response.
Okay, what does that mean?
Sometimes known as autosensory meridian response. It means it's a tingling sensation. A tingling sensation that typically begins on the scalp and moves down the back of the neck and upper spine.
Doesn't it have to do with sounds?
You're supposed to whisper.
I am whispering.
No, you're not. You're talking.
I'm whispering.
Yes, you are now. I think there's another word called horripilatious, which describes a similar phenomenon, but not with the same kind of an emotional.
But what's the thing where you just like the sound of sounds? Shh. What is it when you like the sound of sounds?
It's a pleasant form of paresthesia.
Okay, but can't we just make sounds?
If you
Isn't that
have
good?
something you could crinkle.
Yes, I do.
I don't think
Is that a crinkle?
No, here.
That's
Make
Kleenex.
sounds with this. Yes.
Okay.
Now that's good.
What about this?
That's not bad either.
Okay, what else?
Well, I just want to tell you a little.
Will this work?
Only if you did. That's a kazoo. No, don't blow into it. Yes. Okay.
I can hear your stomach grumbling.
I know.
Does that count?
I'm not sure.
Hey. Does that count as a sound?
Put your nose right here.
Listen. Does that count?
I'm not sure about that one either. I'm not sure if that counts. That's a goldfish.
That's a goldfish going down the drain.
Okay. These are supposed to be pleasant.
Oh, pleasant sounds. is more pleasant than the sound?
The fish one.
Okay.
It's a conversation between two fish.
I'm gonna try to crack my neck. Move away.
Uh-oh.
Let's see if I can do this. Oh no, I already did it. I already did it.
It's cracking your knuckles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that pleasant?
Should I crack my nose?
Go ahead. That's good. I'll crack my nose. Oh, here. How about the sound of silver?
I could do the sound of silver.
Yes.
Hi-oh, silver. Away.
What about the sound of
A fan.
a silent fan?
Yes. It's very difficult to hear.
How about Kleenex getting caught in the silent fan?
Ouch. Whoa.
That sounds like a fly. Sounds like a fly. If we ever need a fly, what if you were a frog? Did that one. That's good. All right. What about this?
What's that?
It's me hitting Kleenex with a triangle stick.
Oh, okay.
It's just a sound.
Let me just try some more sounds.
That's good. You're playing music.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
Yep. Can you try it in your head?
I don't know if I can make music like you do. What was the song?
That was kind of Yankee
Yankee
Doodle.
Doodle. No.
Boy, sounded pretty thick.
How do you do that? Oh, I think it depends what you edit.
Watch out for those soft spots.
I think I'll leave that to you.
What do they call those doctors who study the bumps on the head?
Bumpologists.
I think so.
No, Nefertiti. Nephrodologists.
Shh.
I'm making a sound.
No. That use the vocal cords. I'm not sure if that's allowed either.
It's like tuning in the radio dial.
Let me use this.
What?
Let me use this thing.
Okay.
Kleenex. This will sound like a fire in the studio.
Campfire.
Yeah.
That's the only fires we can do in California right now.
That's right.
cute. I love it.
Did you get that at Merchulator?
I sure did. It's so
Merchulator.com?
cute. Look,
Super
tell
cute.
ya later bag, and it's got
Awesome.
everything in it.
Do they have hats?
Wait. No. How do you do that? You know what I'm trying to do?
Yeah, let me try it.
Can you do that?
I'll try it.
Hold on. He's gonna try. That's a nutcracker.
Oh, it is.
I think so.
That was in it. Very
That's how.
Listen to this. Listen to this.
What? That's Maxwell House coffee.
It's different notes, though, so they can't sue us.
Percolators. That's good.
Now we'll try something else.
This isn't a sound, but you know what this is?
It's a five-legged spider doing exercises on a mirror.
Yes. You're right.
What were you going to say?
That. Well, I wasn't gonna say five-legged,
I know.
but a spider.
I counted them.
Okay. Do you know what? Do you know what this is?
A
Wait.
piece of paper.
Oh, hey.
Oh, that's pretty violent. You can get some nice sounds. You can get nice sounds out of it. Yeah.
What does that sound like?
Like a sail in the breeze.
Oh yeah. I love sales.
Me too, because you save a lot of money.
You save a lot of money. That's true. Yeah.
I'm going to try some more on the ukulele.
That sounds the same as other stuff. But that's not. Is that okay? Does that count?
I think.
Okay. How about this?
Wait, let me do this famous thing.
Famous thing. Okay, I don't know what that is.
Oh, I'll do it. I'll do it.
Can't be that famous.
Shh,
Okay,
I'll do it.
they can't be that famous.
Half an octave lower. Here we go.
Oh yeah, got it.
Or the different version. Here's the different version.
Okay.
With different lyrics.
Different lyrics. 2 bits.
Right.
Got it.
That's what the shaven hair.
Ah, right. So here's the sound of
Oh, this is great. One of the greatest sounds in the world.
one of the greatest sounds in the world. The crew of one was in the Chicago airport and got us a Nuts on Clark box. Why do we love Nuts on Clark?
Because they're great. They use Martian popcorn.
Because they make popcorn at the airport.
Yes. When you're in Chicago, they're not our sponsors, but they should be.
And that's how we feel about it. Okay, so guess what?
What?
Are we done making quiet noises now?
I think it's in the second half. We're going to have a bunch of cool stuff. But right now, we're done with our, what is it? ASMR.
Asthma.
Yes, it's our quietest episode yet.
Quietest. Okay, but now, guess what?
Swat. Oh, we're going to have a drawing.
Yeah, well,
Shh.
this is gonna pick a topic.
Yes, this is the popcorn box of topics.
Yes, the popcorn box of topics. And so we have topics in here because the hamster wheel of destiny had to go back to the hamster it belonged to. So we no longer have that available to us.
Not at the moment.
Right.
But we're in negotiations.
Right, but so in the meantime, the popcorn topic box.
We'll be right back.
Sorry.
My stomach just grumbled.
That's very good. Did you do that, like,
I
on purpose? Oh, how serendipitous.
There must be somebody else in the room.
All right.
So, okay, now.
Oh, are we back?
We're back. Ooh,
Okay.
now I can
Wow.
make a little bit more noise.
That was
which-
fun.
That's
You know, when I
fun.
worked at the Dr. Seuss show in New York City, it was called The Webulous World of Dr. Seuss.
Mm-hmm.
And just for the fun of it, I never heard of this ASMR. And
But you heard of fun.
I heard of fun, and I thought that some days up at the office, I would just start whispering to everybody. And when they would ask why, because sometimes they thought, oh, maybe somebody's on an important meeting. In the
Important phone call.
Yeah. If they asked, why are we whispering? I'd say, because it's Whispering Day.
Whispering day.
So everybody would whisper for about the next
I
hour.
think I'm gonna burp. Excuse me. That's ASMR, isn't it?
I don't know. We'll have to check with the scientists.
Okay.
But it's not Whispering Day anymore. So now you can
that's right.
you can put your hand in here and pick a topic.
All right, because this is the popcorn box of topics.
Popcorn box of topics.
All right,
So we will pick a topic
here I go.
that we will discuss. And I'm also going to, I want to have a drawing,
Now,
another
who made up
drawing
these
for
topics?
a scrubulator.
Are these the topics that were suggested by people?
People, real life people.
Actual viewers of the show and listeners of the show?
And people who just send them to me telepathically. Okay, I have a little fanfare.
Well, it's only fair.
It's only fair. It's only a fan.
It's only a fan.
Yes.
So I picked
It's our
this.
biggest fan.
I
Okay.
picked this.
Yes, what
It's
is it?
blue. Does that
Nope.
mean anything?
No, because I don't want you
But
to
it's
think. Mm-hmm.
monocolored, not multicolored.
True.
And it's right out of the popcorn box,
Box of topics.
And
Right off
I'm going to
cork.
open it up. It might be upside down.
It is. What is the topic?
Let's see.
I think it is.
It says,
Albums of Wills.
yes, that's it. I
That
don't know if you
means
can see that.
okay. That was my topic actually. Actually, people have sent in topics though that are going in that on our. They put comments below in the on the YouTube page, and they've given us some suggestions.
And
so
you
they
put
will
those
be
in
in
there.
there too. Yeah,
They will be in there.
they will be in there.
Oh.
So I mean,
They're
you
not in
could
there
pull
now?
them out. Well, I mean, they are.
Okay. Oh, good.
They will and will be.
Oh, will
they
continue
are
to
and
be.
will be.
Okay.
So we
But
can.
in the
If
meantime,
you have
we've only-
suggestions,
we've-
we'll put them in the popcorn box of topics. Okay.
So far, we've only ever picked topics that were suggested by this person here, who happens to be this person here.
Hello.
Which is Katie Leigh. And I'm pointing to Katie on the cover of the well-known book, Adventures in Oddity.
Yes, and you can try not
all-new
to make
edition.
it reflect because it'll blind our audience.
Okay.
But we are.
Especially the listeners.
But you can get an autographed copy through my website, katielee.com, if you want.
Yay.
Will and I wrote it together. He did all the artwork and told most of the good jokes.
I did most of the
probably.
artwork. There are some artistic quotes in there, too.
But he did a lot, yeah, all original drawings, and it's our bonus edition. So anyway, that is our book. You can order it. And you can also hear it, download it of us reading it as an MP3 available.
Yes.
And
since the requested topic was
well, what I wanted to talk about all the various music, because you are so musical. You've put out so many albums, and for our listeners,
we should explain what an album is.
Okay.
First of all,
before we do that, I just want to say that all the music you hear on Tell You Later is your original music.
virtually all the music. I think searching for Ali is
Might be
from another
something
source.
different.
Yes.
Okay.
But
And while you do that, I am going to be cutting the list of patrons into little strips because we're going to have another drawing for a scrubulator.
oh, great. Okay.
So
So
you
I'm
go
supposed
ahead.
to. First of all, I'm going to explain what an album is.
Oh, here's some
This is
ASMR.
people call things like this an album or things like this an album, but those aren't really albums or things like this an album. That's Eugene.
What's an album?
Well, an album
Not
originally
albumen,
was
that's an egg.
Oh, thank you.
That's the white part.
Ah,
Did you know that?
and the yellow part is
The yolk. What is that? It's the yolk.
okay.
right?
I thought I'd give Katie a yolk.
A yolk.
Yeah, in this
So
episode.
what's the correct thing to say? The white of the egg is white, or the white of the egg? No, wait. The white of the egg is the white of the egg is yellow, or the white of the egg are yellow?
I would say.
No, that's in there, right? The yolk of the egg are white, or the yolk of the egg is white.
Why did the chicken cross the road?
My mother used to tell me that. So is it the yolk of the egg are white, or the yolk of the egg is white?
Let us know what you think in the space below, in the comments below. In the meantime, don't fire until you see.
The yolk of their eyes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Now, an album is.
And that's a yolk, son.
I say, boy. I think I just auditioned for that.
Really?
Yeah.
I hope you get it.
Well, thank you. They couldn't find a celebrity, so
Maybe they wanted someone who knew what they were doing.
maybe they didn't want to pay anything.
Or that.
Yeah. So
And that's why we're here.
One time about
folks.
5 years ago,
Yes.
they had an audition for Yogi Bear, and
I remember that.
yeah. Now,
I didn't audition because
Yeah,
I'm not
right.
done.
And they also had auditions for Boo Boo.
Right.
And so, I can do that. And
You didn't study with Daws Butler, though, did you?
Yes, I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
You were one of that group.
Well,
Thank you so much to all you patrons who help us out there. We really appreciate your support. Thank you everybody who's buying merch on Merchulator. Go to my website, katielee.com, and see there's all kinds of cool stuff. And you can see it there or on Merchulator.com. And also those who listen on Anchor, I want to shout out to you guys because I know there's a bazillion of you out there who listen and really appreciate you too.
briefly, I went to one of his classes. I used to recommend his classes to anybody who
Daws
asked.
Butler used to
because
do
it was
classes.
$10 a class from one of the greatest guys in the history of the business.
Yeah, one of the pioneers.
Yeah, Daws created more cartoon stars than, say, Mel Blanc did.
Mel Blanc did.
Thank you for saying that.
You're welcome.
But Daws created more, as did Bill Scott, I believe, too. Because Mel did not create the original Porky Pig, or certainly not Elmer Fudd, which was Arthur Q. Bryant doing most of Elmer's great career. But anyway, so
When
there
you
was
finish
an audition
this
for
explanation,
Okay.
you're gonna
Get
go
back
get
to
on the
albums.
topic, right? Okay.
as opposed to Albumens.
All right.
So, so I worked on it, and I, it was perfectly fine.
Your audition, you mean?
On this, Yogi Bear. Mm-hmm. Daws was no longer with us, so it was a fair thing, and I drove down to Arlene Thornton and Associates.
Who is your agent?
Got out of the
talent
car,
agent.
and I'm driving, and I'm driving there, and I'm thinking, and I'm walking up there, and I'm thinking, why am I even doing this? It's gonna go to some celebrity. So I go into the,
Which is how often do you think if you
because it was for a feature
like,
film.
Okay, so out of what out of 10? Like, what do you call that percentage? What percentage do you think goes to celebrities these days?
Hard to say. I don't know. I wouldn't venture a
Because you
guess.
sound very discouraged when you were going into this audition.
I was. Yeah, it was. So I got up there and I expressed myself to John, and I said, who was the agent who was doing the recordings.
Was hired to listen to you express yourself.
Well, I thought I gotta say this to somebody.
I must,
John's right
yes.
here. I said, John, I don't know why I'm doing this because it just feels like it's going to go to some celebrity. And he said, Will, you're the third person to say that today. I said, right. All the gasoline that's been wasted today of people driving down here and coming up here and doing this read. He said, I know, but let's do it.
You got to put
Let's
your
do it
best
anyway.
foot forward, right?
Yeah. So I did it, and it went to a very talented guy who doesn't do as good a Yogi Bear as 5 people we can think of, and that was Dan from Saturday Night Live. Dan Aykroyd.
Oh,
And then
really?
Yes. Then worse
Well,
was
that would be a celebrity, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and then worse, because it might have been a William Morris agency, project.
Well, it's just Endeavor. It's now Endeavor,
Yeah,
right?
WME.
Endeavor Content.
Yeah.
Okay.
William Morris Agency, not his real name. Not to be confused with the great designer William Morris. There's a lot of confusion there.
Oh, I've never been confused, but go ahead.
You've never,
No, I didn't
Katie
know
has
that.
never been confused.
Well, not about that.
But I was going to say, worse than that is that Boo Boo
Yes.
went to somebody named Justin Timberlake,
Oh my goodness.
who
Really?
I'm sure is talented in many ways, but not in doing the voice of.
So they really weren't
of
looking
Boo Boo.
for a real
No,
voice
no,
match. They weren't
no.
looking for a voice match.
No,
so
they-
you know what? That just goes to show if you're auditioning for something, just do whatever you think you want to
and
do.
if you're a celebrity, you'll get it, and you'll
I don't
get
know.
millions.
Yeah.
So anyway,
But not to complain.
yes.
Okay. So tell us about your record album.
Oh, I was explaining albums.
Albums.
The use of the term albums. So it used to be there were pages, and you would paste in or clip in or whatever photographs, and that was called a photo album. And then records were made, and records were cylindrical, and you would keep those in boxes. And then they went to flat discs, and they're called gramophones. And then they came up with the idea of doing albums of the gramophones. So you would go to the store, and there would be hard cardboard with about six
Sleeves?
six pieces of paper inside, which were sleeves, hard paper, holding these gramophones.
Well, because they
those are
did
called record
symphonies, right?
albums.
So they'd have different.
Yes,
Like
for classical
if you had
music and so on.
I can understand that because my dad.
Or all
had
the
some of
songs from "This Is the Army, Mr. Jones" or something, which
those. So that's what made it an album.
it
they
was
had more than
logically
one
called
record?
a record album. Then RCA developed the 45 RPM, and
Which means revolutions per minute.
yes, and Columbia developed the LP, the long playing, and they called them
Roll
LP.
on Columbia.
And they
roll
called
on.
them albums because they effectively were like real albums, Cut to years later, people call those albums and
Cut.
think
2 years
those are
later.
albums.
Yes.
And then CDs came out, and people continued to call CDs albums.
Yeah.
As I think you did, or whoever the
Well,
questioner
what
was.
should I call it?
So I just wanted to clear that
Your
up.
records. Okay.
I tend to use the word collections.
Collections
or
of
if this is a
songs.
CD, a CD.
A CD. So how
But
many?
it sounds kind of seedy.
Let me ask you this: how many? Because you've put out records as well. Yes or no?
I put out. Yes, I've been heard on many records.
You put me out when you come here all the time.
You've been heard on probably at least 5 records, right? 5
We
albums.
did 2 Muppet Babies albums. There was a My Little Pony.
You're on 2 Eugene CDs.
Yes, but now we're calling it CDs, right? I am on 2.
I think
And
so.
hopefully we're going to be on your new record album CD song collection about the surf song that we did in the recording studio, but that hasn't come out yet, right?
Featuring the voice talents of Will Ryan and June Foray, Katie Leigh, and a multitude of surprise guests.
Ooh, okay. Which
So-
one is that? Show the folks which one that is.
That's
is that Eugene
Sings
Sings?
Christmas,
Is that available?
which I want to call Eugene Sings Merry Christmas,
Oh,
but there wasn't enough space, evidently. And let's see. Hey, here's an autographed copy of the first Elmo Aardvark CD.
so what? The first you made? You had record.
This was signed back in
albums.
December of
I had
1995.
the hiccups. Does that
Really?
count as ACSMR?
You have the hiccups.
A hiccup.
Do you need?
One hiccup at a
Do you
time.
need to say the? I have hiccups.
I have the hiccup.
In this country,
hiccups.
we go to
Hiccups.
right. I know. Isn't that interesting? Mm-hmm. The tough coughed as he plowed the dough. He also had the hiccups.
Okay, so you had a band when you were in high school,
Spell
right?
all those words, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
You had
OUGH.
OUGH. I know.
As opposed to OU Tesla, which is a song that
we're about to record.
Yes.
Yes. We're
As
excited.
speak
We have
right
some.
now.
We have some. We're gonna do that. But no. Okay. So I just want to hear about your albums. Tell people what's out there, what's available, what's no longer in print, and why. Inquiring minds want to know.
Okay. And I can't say tell you later. We still have to do that here.
You can say that later. No, really, because you picked it out of the popcorn box of topics. You have to tell us.
So, should we start with Eugene? Here's his first one. Let me see if you're on this.
Well, that's not your first record album you ever
it says with June Foray and many others.
Maybe I'm many others. Do you know?
I think you would get a name.
When our church once had a play and they did it was like a Christmas. No, I don't know. They did Noah's Ark and they had like kids were like had signs like they're the giraffe, they're the this, and my brother was and all the rest. That was the sign on his back was and all the rest.
I always have as my, if there's a list of guests, for example here, the Hollywood Cartoon Band, Victoria Jackson, Uki Uki, Clum and Ruby, Diane Michelle, Ukulele Luke, Doodly Dog, Admiral Blimp, Der Kinderchor von Schilde über Schlamm, Hal Smith, Vava Lavoom, and Minnie Moore.
So what album is this?
And
Minnie?
And Minnie Moore.
Oh, Minnie Moore.
Yes.
That's cute.
Because I used to hear that in commercials all the time on
Minnie Moore.
For country and western things. They say, and Minnie Moore. And I thought, who's she?
Who's she?
Right. So I
which
finally got her on
album? So this is Elma Aardvark Vintage Cartoon Soundtrack.
Yes.
Is this available? It's a little blurry.
I don't know. I don't think currently. No, none of these are really. I mean,
so what's
I'm
the
gonna
point
set.
of that?
That's why I didn't want to talk about it now because we want to set up something so people can get these.
Let us know if you would like to access Will's many albums, his many more albums.
Right. Here's Eugene Sings.
What else?
Which evidently doesn't have Katie on it, which is crazy. Here's Riding the Hollywood Trail with Will Ryan and the Hollywood Cowboys, including the Saguaro sisters.
That would be
And?
Shona. Well, she's not Kennedy anymore. Rodman. Now she's Rodman. But she was Kennedy.
Well, she was Saguaro
Right.
in this.
Shona Saguaro.
Shona, Catrona, and Corona.
Saguaro.
Actually, Shona, Corona, and Catrona is the official John, Paul, George, and Ringo order. And here is, before the Saguaro sisters, I thought, since Chloe and Katie were
Show
in the
them.
band.
Don't show me.
Okay.
Hello.
That's Will Ryan on Cactus County Cowgirls, and we do all the singing on this record. And most of the tracks are just the three of us, but we're joined by the rest of the gang on maybe, I don't know, half of them or something. Here's the very first Elmo Aardvark record, CD, I should say. I'm sure there were ones in the 20s and so on, but here's our second or third. No, this is our third. I don't know, but that's another Will Ryan and Cactus County ones.
And you're
There's
Will
Chloe
Ryan.
on
You're
the
the Will Ryan of Will Ryan and the Cactus County.
Yes, I happen to be.
Anything, right?
I bear the same name. And let's see. Here's Eugene Sings
The
Christmas.
No, but there are other albums and records before this, correct?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Tell us about them.
Tell
us about it, Will.
I'll tell you what.
Tell us about it.
Now, you've been chopping these up the whole episode.
Yes, I
right?
have. They're all. We're gonna do a draw. Should we take a little break and have a drawing for a scrubulator?
Let's do it right now.
Oh, but the
Because
thing
you want
is,
to hear about all my other records?
I want to hear about this, but I'm gonna do this on one of our actual episodes, and now we've
okay.
We
All right.
kind of messed up.
All right. Well,
I
I'll tell you
want
what.
everyone to see.
If you want to hear about the rest of the records,
I do.
tell you later.
Tell You Later is a Patreon-driven entertainment show. So what are you waiting for? Come on over. Join us at patreon.com/Tell You Later.
soon be ringing for the Red River Valley, the Red River Valley.
Here's the part cheesy, Bob. No. Part cheesy, it's just part cheesy. No. I'm gonna look in the back seat, okay?